You buy something for $100. You tap. It approves in about a second. The store doesn't get $100. They get about $98.13. That missing piece went to at least 4 different companies, and most people, including most people who run stores, couldn't tell you which 4. Also, the money didn't actually move when you tapped. Not a cent. That happens 2 days later. Let's follow the $100. 4 parties. Every card transaction in America runs through this shape. You, the cardholder, the merchant, the store. But the store doesn't talk to banks directly. They talk to the acquirer, the merchant's bank, plus a processor like Stripe or Square sitting in front of it. They handle the store's side. The issuer is the bank that gave you the card. Chase, Amex, Capital One. This is the important one, and we'll come back to why. And connecting them, the network, Visa or Mastercard. Here's the thing people get wrong about Visa. Visa is not a bank. Visa never touches your money. Visa is a messaging system, a set of rules and rails that lets your bank and the store's bank talk to each other in under a second. That's it. That's the whole business. And it's one of the most profitable businesses on earth. Watch what happens when you tap. The terminal reads your card and builds a message. Card number, amount, merchant ID, location. That goes to the acquirer, who routes it to the right network based on your card number. The network passes it to your issuer, your bank, and your bank makes the actual decision in a few milliseconds. 3 questions. Is this card real? Is there available credit? And does this look like fraud? That third one is a real-time model, scoring the transaction on location, amount, merchant type, and your history. If you've ever had a card declined at a gas station in another state, that's this. Approval flows back the same way. Terminal beeps, you walk out. But look, no money has moved. What just happened is your bank put a hold on $100 of your credit line. A promise, not a payment. The actual money moves later. At the end of the day, the merchant batches sends every authorization from that day to the acquirer at once. The network nets everything out between banks. Funds move through the banking system. The merchant typically sees money in their account 1 to 3 business days later. And this is where the fee gets taken. Not when you tap. At settlement, quietly, before the money ever lands. Which is exactly why most merchants don't feel it. It never shows up as a bill. It shows up as less money than they charged. So, 3 cuts. Cut 1. Interchange, the biggest by far. This goes to the issuer, the bank that gave you the card. Not Visa. Not the processor. Your bank. Cut 2. Assessments. The network's take. In 2026, Visa charges roughly 0.14%. Mastercard, about 0.1375%. Small. Visa makes its money on volume, hundreds of billions of transactions. Cut 3. The processor's markup. Stripe, Square, whoever. This is the only piece a merchant can actually negotiate. Now, the number that surprises people. The same $100 purchase costs a different amount depending on how you paid. In person, the 2026 weighted average is about 1.79% plus 8 cents. On $100, that's $1.87. Online, it's about 2.31% plus 25 cents. Same $100, $2.56, nearly 40% more for the identical purchase. Because when the card isn't physically present, fraud risk is higher, and somebody has to eat that risk. But here's the part that actually changes how you'll think about this. A basic Mastercard at a standard retail merchant. 1.95% plus 10 cents. A World Elite Mastercard. The Premium Travel Rewards 1, 2.6% plus 10 cents. Same purchase, same store. The merchant pays a third more because of the card you chose to pull out. So where do your travel points come from? The merchant. Every time somebody with a premium rewards card buys a coffee, the shop is paying for that person's flight to Cancun. Slightly. That's not a conspiracy. That's the design. Interchange exists to fund fraud protection, infrastructure, and rewards. Added up across the country, U.S. swipe fees totaled $118.8 billion in 2025. In 2009, it was $25.6 billion. Average credit interchange went from 2.02% in 2010 to 2.36% in 2025. Card processing is now one of the largest operating costs most merchants have outside of payroll, which is why merchants sued for nearly 20 years. And in April 2026, a federal judge granted preliminary approval to a revised $38 billion settlement between Visa, Mastercard, and more than 12 million merchants. Three things change. Average credit interchange drops by 0.10% for 5 years. Standard consumer card rates get capped at 1.25% for 8 years. And merchants get more freedom to surcharge and can choose whether to accept certain categories of cards instead of being forced to take all of them. That last one is bigger than it sounds. It means a store could accept your basic card and decline your premium rewards card. The economics of that metal card in your wallet just got less certain. So you tap. 4 parties, 1 message, under a second. No money moves. 2 days later, it settles, and about $2 disappears before the store ever sees it. Most of it goes to the bank that issued your card to pay for fraud systems, infrastructure, and your points. None of this is hidden exactly. It's all published. Visa and Mastercard put their full rate schedules online, hundreds of pages, updated every April and October. It's just that nobody reads them. Now you know what's in them.